Hello everyone, bringing you a video today in addition to my normal upload schedule, which will be a relatively short video looking at a newly arrived piece of Irish issue PLCE. Very similar to British issue, there are a few minor changes, and one of the changes we're going to look at is one of the components in this video. And as I say, I thought it was worth looking at this on its own in a little bit of detail. We'll get into the main part of the video now and have a look at what's arrived. So what we're going to look at here is the utility pouch from the Irish PLCE system. And I know those who use PLC in British service are probably saying, no, that's the respirator haversack, but it's been modified. Well, yes, it is the respirator haversack that's been modified. It is the respirator haversack from the British system, but modified to form a large utility pouch. And in Irish service, the utility pouch, the smaller utility pouch, was used to carry the respirator, the gas mask. So quite interesting from that point of view, a very cheap and simple modification to the design to suit Irish purposes. And basically all that's been done is stripping out the internal fittings and fitting a quick release to the front instead of a press stud. So you have the PLC quick release there on the front. You still have the two Velcro patches on the front there as well, and the sides. We look around the back here, you still have the two little loops for attaching the waist cord. You can actually see the stamp here. Actually notes this as a utility pouch, you can just see there. It's a bit faded. The rear fittings are otherwise the same. So you have the tab to fit into the loops on the belt, and then obviously the two press studs on a flap there, the belt loop. We're missing the fitting here for the waist strap or the shoulder strap. I'll pull this out. I do have the strap, but it's devoid of fittings, as you can see. Whether these came with that fitting in place and it's been cut off, I don't know. That's probably what's happened in this instance. For those who used PLC in Irish service, I'd be interested to know that. You still have the pocket for the decontamination kit on the side here, and the inside though, the actual interior, has been stripped out of all components. Actually, I'll take the strap out, it's a little easier to see. As you can see, it's just one big open compartment. So if we bring a British PLC respirator haversack in place, obviously missing the stitching down the front here, which would be for the internal stowage, the combo pens. We've got the quick release in place of the press stud and loop on the flap there. We do have the external fittings. Obviously you've got the little pouch there that would have contained the waist string, that's present. We turn these right over. This is the slightly later design, of course, for the press studs rather than the lifter dot, but the rear fittings are essentially the same, and you can see obviously we've got the loops here, and obviously, as I say, the Fastex buckle has been removed, but otherwise would have been there. And obviously this has moved over from having this is a slightly different, slightly later version of PLC respirator haversack adapted to be the utility pouch. So the fittings on the back here are a little different, but there were PLC respirator haversacks made for British use that had this fitting. It's just a slightly later PLC fitting. This is just an early haversack, that's all. That's the reason behind the differences there. And obviously inside this, if we just open up the flap here, excuse the Velcro noise, you've obviously got the pouch in the front here for the DKP, the Fuller's Earth, or combo pens, etc. We left the face piece out of the way, have a strap and everything in there to carry an extra canister, and obviously the loops in the top to carry gloves and so forth. So those fittings have all been removed in order to just make this into one big open pouch for use as a large utility pouch. It's a very inexpensive way of adapting the design for Irish needs, and it means that you're essentially still manufacturing the same components, they're just put to slightly different uses. So there we are. I hope you found it interesting looking at that. It's just one component which has arrived recently, and I thought it was worth looking at individually. Obviously Irish PLC will be discussed in a future video in more detail. If you'd like to see that and you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And whether you're newly subscribing or you've previously subscribed, please do make sure you hit the little bell, the little notification button down below, which will of course alert you when I upload future videos. If you really like my uploads and you'd like to support the channel, you can. There's both Patreon and PayPal linked down below, and a massive thank you to everybody who supports the channel using those two methods. It's greatly appreciated, as I always say. If you'd like to follow the channel on social media, you can. Facebook, Instagram and Twitter are all linked down below. If you'd like to make contact but you don't really use social media, there is of course an email address down there as well. But that's everything for this video, so until next time, bye for now.